And I believe we're good. What is up, everybody? What is up indeed? I need to do a quick audio check immediately because I'm using new software and I'm pretty pumped about it. What is up, chat room? What is going on, team chat, live chat? Melina's in there, Daryl's here. What's up, guys? John Morgan, Misty's here. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Chris, Misty, James, John, Daryl, not the real Eric. That's good because I don't like I don't like, stuff. What is up, Michelle? Good to see all of you. Misty, hey. Hey. And Luis is back. Luis, is this your second week in a row? Good to see you. Welcome back to our live stream. This is yet another Monday. Another Monday indeed. Nella's here. Hey, Nella, good to see you. Now, guys, this is fun because tonight what I'm doing is I'm testing even more gear. I found filters on the microphone apparently, so I don't have to have it peaked as high, and typically I should hopefully be as loud as I always am and not have to push the interface as hard as I've had to. I've even got noise reduction rolling. I'm pretty excited right now. I'm pretty excited indeed. I hope all of you are kicking ass and taking names. That's what we do. And tonight I don't really have a plan. I thought we could just hang out and see what was going on with all of you guys. Fill me in on the week, my friends. What is going down? What has happened? What has not happened? But first, let's do our ceremonial drink crack, shall we? Here we go. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You got to bump it a bit. What if I just went like this? See? Now I've got extra room. I've got extra room. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Just like so. Just like so. Ah, cheers. Bam. There you go, Michelle. There you go. I hope you guys are all well. When did 7-Up change its cans? Well, it's Diet 7-Up. I got to do the whole fitness thing, so I'm trying to drink diet soda. That's a bit of my vice there, friends. That's a bit of my vice. This is also true. This is also true, John. I am in Canada. We just had a time change. Do you guys have time changes too around where you're at? It's kind of weird. I'm worried about some of my international students that don't because technically I've moved back an entire hour, so there's that. The time change is going to mess things up. Gonna mess me up. Yeah, it throws people off for sure. For sure. I feel you. What is the deal with time changes? I actually don't even understand them, if I'm being perfectly honest. Not if you have small children like creatures. I missed hanging with you guys. I know it's only been a week, but I missed it. I missed it nonetheless. I'm trying to think of even new, crazier things we can do when we're hanging out on Mondays. You guys got any suggestions? Let me know. I'm just kind of loving life and taking it each day at a time. Shout out to James and Chris who message me frequently. That's been fun. And shout out to Michelle for just being Michelle. Even John Morgan. Why not? Good old John Morgan. Oh, is that actually what it is, John? Yeah, the talk with Sam was great. Absolutely great. It was cool to talk to Sam. I know he was a little nervous to kind of jump on. We kind of sprung it on him. I didn't give him any kind of heads up. It was just like, "Hey, let's do this." And he's like, "You're gonna do it live?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna totally talk to you live." I think he was a little nervous because he doesn't really know me. We hadn't hung out yet. We hadn't chatted before. Um, so it was just cool to get to know him. Either way, we got in some good chats. Definitely some good chats. Hey, Lena. You had an amazing weekend, Misty. How come? What was so amazing about it? Tell me. I agree, Michelle. We did have a great time, and what I liked was he disarmed very quickly. So we got to actually talk to each other as real humans, not reactors, not even musicians, but just human to human. And that's my goal for every time I interview somebody: is how quickly can we get them to human? Is really really what I want. Nani's here. Good to see you, Nani. And Meg's here too. Hey, Meg. Good to see you. Ah, it's going to be a fun night, I think. I think it's going to be a fun night indeed. Sam is an interesting person. 200 million percent. New subscriber. Awesomeness 2015 has subscribed. Thank you so much. I'm just setting up something to try with you guys. Nah, this is garbage. It could be fun. That could be fun. And Nani, sorry to hear about your hip thing. That's no fun. That's no fun indeed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Oh. Just really obsessed with 6 time. Just really impressed with 6 time. Yeah, I can. I can count past 4 too. Is that audio making it through for you guys? Okay. That's weird. There's no reverb on. That's what's so weird to me. Why would you guys be getting reverb? Yeah, see, master reverb is down. Oh, maybe it's not. Now what? See, that had no. Multiple mics on. You're right. Multiple mics on. What if? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now, what if I do this? Tell me if this... There we go. So the program that I use, this Streamlabs thing, it's saving my password from, or sorry, my setups from there. Are the drums reverbing now, or is it just me? Was it just me? All right. Oh, I'm glad then. If it was just me, that's so easy to fix now. See, you see what happens when you watch a few YouTube videos and ask James to help you? Now, the crappy thing is this thing doesn't have a built-in tuner. So I don't think so. Hey, Shane, good to see you. The animals or whatever, the lucky. Animals, and we're lucky. There we go. Why are you all the way over there? Come on now. Come on. There we are. There we go. Now it has a tuning fork. Just can't see where they put it. Oh, there it is. Hey! I'm gonna laugh if I break a string. Yeah, so the setting, it's the output settings on the guitar, right? So this. Interesting. Let's try this. So is that way quieter now? Oh. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? Hang on. That's insane, dude. That's insane. Wow. Okay. So huh. Hey, what's up, Wisconsin? See, what's messed up is I can see the levels. I can see the levels, but it shouldn't be drawing from that. This is why it's cool. This is why we're learning. See, it shouldn't be grabbing. It shouldn't be grabbing from the same as my microphone, and it is. Like, if this is completely off right now. Bah. Weird. ideally, but we're going to go from input 1, yes. I mean, ideally, yes. I hear sound from multi-output device. Yeah. Create. Yeah. I mean, weird. See, that doesn't make any sense. Hmm. Those of you technical guys in the chat with me, there's a very weird thing going on right now, which is like if you can, like you shouldn't be able to hear me, and now I'm going weird. Well then. Well, that ruins that idea, I'd say. You see, what's weird, James? This is where it's getting very, very confusing. We're trying to suss this out. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Well, I had planned to like write a song with you guys and stuff, but the volume thing doesn't make any sense. It doesn't because the volume on the guitar is completely off, like the actual physical guitar, completely off. And then the input settings completely off. It's the weirdest bloody thing. I wonder if it has anything to do. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh well, next time. Next time, indeed. Just curious. Sorry, guys. I'm reading to try and figure out why it's doing that. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, the anniversary would be. Um, the anniversary was very interesting, actually, because it set me off to get really introspective and reminiscent of things, which was interesting. Which was interesting. I run it through a soundboard or the MIDI on the computer. So what I do is I have an external interface called the Apollo Twin X by Universal Audio, and then the samples or patches, whatever you want to call them, are based in GarageBand in this case, which I hope to. Um, yeah, if that helps. Let DJ play the guitar and a few of his friends, and we all dance and have fun. Well, that's the goal, Misty. That's the goal is to try and I follow Herman Lee, and he's straight up jamming with people. So how? That's the that's the thing. How? Just scrolling through to see if he like, but it's doesn't really give a rig rundown. How to set up your live streaming rig as a guitarist. Okay, here we go. We can talk about this. Here we go. First and foremost, you need a computer. Like, okay. Next up, think of a good practical USB audio interface. I literally have the industry standards best one. Interesting. Not enough, John. Not enough. Next up, you'll think of a good practical audio interface. Okay, got one. There's an abundance of great stuff to choose from, but if you're a guitar player, any compact 2-channel audio interface will do. Yes, got one. This way, you can use both the guitar and the microphone at the same time if needed. I am trying, but they're defaulting to each other. Are they links? There we go. There we go. Hey, Mr. Wright. There we go. These are essential components, but there are a few other things to consider. Firstly, you know what, guys? Why don't I share this with you? Share this with you. Things to consider. Firstly, a small mixer can be useful in case you're looking for more inputs and more controls. Just bear in mind that a standard mixer won't give the same functionality as an audio interface. If you need more audio channels that you want to process separately, you can use a USB mixer instead of an audio interface. I mean, I have the interface, and the interface has a built-in mixer, so this seems pointless. VST plugins in your DAW of choice, yes. The second option includes your pedal board going directly into the audio interface. Yeah, no, I don't have my pedal board here. This is the case. You either have a DI box or guitar preamp. A DI box. Interesting. Headphones, yes. Got a great set of Audio Technicas, I think. Computer, an audio interface. Camera with a USB output. Irrelevant because my camera's built in. Headphones, yes. Preamp, setting it up. Okay. This is crazy because I'm literally doing this. Oh, well. Ah, well. Just crank it up. Kind of at that point, Mr. Wright. Kind of. But it's so weird because they're on separate input channels, but yet the guitar is activating this microphone's input channel, which is why you guys think it's so crazy loud. And you're right, it is crazy loud. It's just on my end it's not, but on your end it's translating through. So it's got to be a signal issue. It's got to be a signal issue through this. That's the only way I can think at all possible. I mean, it seems to logically make a lot of sense if you think about it in that regard. But yeah, a little frustrating, I think. A little bit frustrating. And then my audio, I can switch my audio at any time to just this. But then, man, this is crazy. What I need to do is I just need to get Herman Lee to answer me. Because then I could just ask him directly, which would be pretty cool. Well, yeah. How's your day going? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was insanity. Did my Gojira plugin fix yet? I was getting an error from it last time. Yay! Whoa. Whoa. Interesting. What? Hey. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. This is kind of trippy. Kind of trippy. Trippy. I don't know if this is translating to you guys, but I've got, oh, Ishan. Hello. Ishan. My name is Ishan. There it is. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this is something I'll have to research after. My beverage of choice this evening, Aaron, is a Diet 7-Up, which was, yeah, was what was in the fridge at the time. At the time. Yeah, no kidding, Melina. You're an amazing Templar for jumping in like you did. That's pretty crazy. Pretty darn crazy. Yeah, should we do some Zoom calls? Why not? Let's do some Zoom calls. What if Chris wants to jump in with me? Chris, you down, brother? There we go. There we go. And then there's this. And all right. We've got Misty. Let's see what happens if we do this. Bam. And bam. One sec, Misty. Apparently, the stuff ain't so perfect.
Okay.
There we go. Your husband is sleeping still?
What, Elvis?
Well, guys, tonight is not my night for apparently anything. This is quite the ordeal.
Hmm.
Now I'm trying to resize the window right now, Misty, and it's just flat out refusing to let me. It's amazing.
Gotta love technology.
Oh my goodness. One sec here. I'm sure everyone can hear you. Hang on. I have to click this fancy button thing here. There we are. I think I can hear you now. I don't understand why it hates me today, Misty.
Because daylight savings time happened and it said we don't like you anymore.
That's I mean, it's totally possible. Oh my goodness, if you guys could see what's going on. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just try something else. Let's just try this one. All right, we're just going to try this one. It's totally not at all accurate, but hey, what's up, Misty?
Nothing.
Oh my God. This is a day right now. Can you tell I'm frustrated? I feel like I'm hiding it pretty good.
You frustrated? Never.
Not at all. Not at all. Here we go. Chris is outside. He's outside. You look a little pale, Chris. You should get some sun, bro.
Sun here is too harsh.
This is fair. So basically, the sun is my mother. Alrighty, there we are. All three of you. Lena's on mute for some reason.
DJ.
Oh, no, you're not. It said you were on mute.
Hi.
Word up, fam. Oh, yes. Daryl says, I forgot to sacrifice to the tech gods this week. He is absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but you got to get the right pantheon.
That's
You offend the wrong group, then everything falls apart.
This is true.
That is true. Throw away. Don't throw away. I need that.
Okay.
Hey DJ. Could I show you some of the bracelets that I've been working on these past few days?
Of course, but just for humor's sake, can you imagine if I said no very aggressively?
I would be fine with that.
Can you imagine, though? Hey, DJ, could I show you this awesome thing I've been making? And I'm just like, no. No, you cannot show me your talents.
I would be fine with that, whether you said yes or no.
I appreciate that. I for humor's sake, I thought that would have been funny. No.
That would have been funny though. Yeah, you're right.
Except I think we can both agree Misty would reach through the screen and slap me. which is more than fair. More than fair. And Chris would just write a soliloquy.
Or chuckle.
Oh my goodness. A little reverb. We want reverb now, Mr. Wright? I'm confused. I am confused.
I'm lost in the sauce.
Yes.
So I'll I
Yes.
think I can flip my camera around. Yeah, I know the button. So here's one of them. It's a blue and purple one.
Okay. Oh, there we go. If I look up, it's a better monitor. I got you.
And then here's a blue and kind of gold colored one.
Ah.
And then here's another one. I am very close to being finished with. It's gold and a neon green color.
Neon green.
You can't really see the neon green very well. Oh, there we go. Unless I actually hold it underneath the light.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those are some of the ones I've been working on recently.
You make me want to go get the stuff for lanyards that we all made back in like day camp and everything. And y'all made it all twisty with the different kinds of rubbers and glitters and everything. And you made them into keychains. Now I want to go do that. Damn it, now I got to go to Hobby Lobby.
I got to say,
Or Michael's.
Mr. Wright in the chat over here getting the jokes. He's like, hey, Chris, do you swing on that tire behind you? Oh, Chris, please tell me you do. Please tell me you do. I just have this like the happiest
I
major.
used to.
Okay.
I doubt it's the same tire that was there when I was a kid, but yeah.
What if it was, and it's just waiting for you to
I
rekindle?
know. I keep saying that when I go there. I go, I wonder if it's the same tire. But I doubt I'd fit in it, and the bloody tree might fall over if I tried to swing on it now.
Oh, so DJ, I got my son to eat a new food and he ate all of it.
Oh, okay.
He ate calamari and I didn't tell him what it was. I didn't want to crush his little soul.
Yeah, the only time I tell my kids
Wow.
what stuff is when I want to eat it.
He goes, Mommy, what is this? I'm like, it's calamari. He goes, I'm going to try a little piece. I'm like, okay. And he goes, Mommy, this is really good. And then just takes the plate away from me. I'm like, can I have it? And he goes, no. I'm like, okay then. So while he's not looking, I'm stealing
Wow.
pieces of calamari from him. I'm like, little turd. I was like, that was $15. I'm not getting my calamari in.
If you only knew.
Oh my. Well, Lena, I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
How long does the average bracelet take to finish, if not super complicated?
Oh, one of those parachute cord ones.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I just showed you.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, the actual like weaving of it, like this pattern, like there's just specific instructions, like once you actually get the general pattern, it doesn't actually take a super long time. But actually on this end here, on this end of it, there's a different kind of knot that you need to use to start it, and then there's actually a second kind that makes this zigzag pattern.
See, that reminds me of a joke. A piece of rope walks into a bar and says, "Can I have a drink?" And the bartender says, "No, I won't serve your kind." And the rope gets really mad, and he sticks his leg over his head in his armpit, and his other head or his other leg over his other leg, and wraps around his own face, and then pulls all of his hair out and says, "How about now?" And the bartender says, "Afraid not."
Oh,
See, that's
wow.
that's a solid joke.
I get that. I totally get that, DJ.
See, poor Chris. We got to talk about Chris up there. We got to talk about Chris, because poor Chris, he's taking guitar lessons with me right now, and this poor guy has to suffer through these jokes every week. He's like, "No, DJ."
You're telling me jokes when you're talking.
I was like, "Hey." He's like, "No, DJ, I want to ask you a question about this chord." And I'm like, No. I'll just tell you some more jokes. Chris is like, "Please stop. I don't know how to say this any more politely. Please stop." It's awesome.
Oh, man.
It's awesome. Hey, Sean.
Oh my goodness.
Why is seafood best waved at heat?
Yeah, Sean. Well, more than that, and it's overcooked.
Oh, I got you.
Waved in
got
its
you.
general direction.
Got you. I am going to send this text really quick.
My guideline is anything I've adding seafood to, I cook everything, and then I just drop the seafood in and start eating.
Interesting. I was just watching a see ya, Meg. I was watching a bunch of Gordon Ramsay TikToks today. Man, that guy's got skills, man. I understand that.
Yes.
I understand that's a ridiculous thing to say. It's Gordon Ramsay. Of course he's good at what he does. It's Gordon Ramsay. But
He's amazing.
man,
He's really amazing.
Yeah.
Like, are we
Gordon-
talking Gordon Ramsay, like the one that does Hell's Kitchen and all that? Gordon
Yep.
Ramsay.
yeah.
Big
because
Gordon Ramsay.
That
Yeah.
guy, I would not work in the kitchen for him, because I would probably be in the corner going, "No, stop yelling at me," and just burst out in tears.
Now you
So-
talk with the people who actually work with him. They say he's brilliant as long as they do what they're supposed to.
Yeah. Now see, this actually is a really a serious thing that I want to say. And Lena, I'm telling you, I'm not setting up a joke. I promise.
Okay.
No, seriously, this is a thing I've talked with Janelle in great detail about this. If I wanted to learn how to cook, I wouldn't care what Gordon Ramsay was saying to me. I would go there and I would learn. I don't care. He can yell at me. I had karate teachers like that were vicious and mean, but yeah, of course, because I'm learning your culture's art and technique and stuff. Even now, one of the guitar teachers that I take private lessons with, he's a dick. I'm going to be honest. He's an absolute dick. He says
Wow.
horrific things to me, and it gets to me at times. If you guys have ever seen me down on a Monday live stream, it's because I just had a lesson and he was a dick. But
Oh my goodness.
Chris, I'll tell you when we hang out, buddy. You'll just look at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, he says this all the time."
I've worked with people that I've tolerated.
Yeah.
I'm totally civil with them, totally polite, cannot abide them.
Yeah, it's weird. This is what I pose to you guys here in the live stream with me. Is that on what level if your goal is to become my goal is to become ridiculously good at guitar. I would like to become ridiculously good.
Right.
And so if I know this person is going to leaps and bounds get me ahead, how much am I willing to tolerate? And honestly, where is the line? Short of insulting me directly, which
There isn't a line.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
My mom hates Gordon Ramsay, despises him because she hates the way he talks to people. And I was like, yeah, but have you seen him cook? It's pretty unreal.
Watch him on the shows when he's with his kids.
Fair. Yeah.
Completely different person altogether. When he's with guests, when he's giving advice rather than teaching, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant. He's magic.
How great he is at his craft.
Yeah.
It is just amazing.
And the people
Yep.
he's with, they've got great big grins on their face when he's working with them. However, the show, I think, is a persona he puts on for that show.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It has to be.
Right. Yeah.
I think the one that got me for Gordon Ramsay, and I forgot what
And the memes.
season it was.
The memes you can get from
It was
Jeez.
the lady that was blind, and Gordon Ramsay literally ripped her a new one, but she won at the end. And Gordon Ramsay was like, if anybody, disability or not, can do this, you just proved to the world that it doesn't matter what your disability is. If you have a passion, you have the love, and you have the drive, you can do it. And
Yeah.
I was, because I watched, I was like, dude, you are literally ripping into her. I'm like, you kind of need to back off. I'm going, this is Gordon Ramsay, though. This is how he is.
Yeah, but
Because I have watched like Junior Chef, and he is a completely different person when it comes to kids. He doesn't yell at them. He doesn't cuss them out. He's like, hey, what's going on? Give me
Yeah,
your
but
train
does-
of thought. What are you trying to make and accomplish? And he does have that soft side to him.
Yeah. I actually
Yeah.
bought his masterclass.com or whatever it was. I actually bought that and went through it. And I like, so I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but here's the thing. Like there's this whole, the way the course is structured is he's got like it's a dish he's going to teach you. Okay. So he's like, here's the dish. And then it goes in like 3 videos. It's like, here's the technical moves you're going to need to know. Or sorry, no, it's like, here's the ingredients you're going to need to know. And here's the technical moves you're going to required to be able to do or whatever. And then here's how to do it. And then there's always a story behind it. And at the end of the thing, he tells you like why you learned the dish that you learned. And
The way he showed it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to get the numbers right, but this blew my mind. He said, when I was in France getting trained, everybody talks about now Gordon Ramsay, the guy that was taught in France or whatever. But what nobody ever tells you is that for every year I stayed in France, I was going 50 to 60,000 pounds in debt every single year. And my family was begging me to come home, and I said, no, I'm not done. But when I did come back, we couldn't afford anything. So I had to learn how to get ridiculously good at that risotto, or my children were going to starve. And I'm like, that, then you
They
win.
were very fussy.
Yeah, like he talks about being in France in a flat he couldn't afford, and it was basically just like a galley flat kind of thing, and all he had was one hot pot, or is it called a hot pot? Not a hot pot.
Slow cooker.
Yeah, not even that. It's like just a single burner. What am I thinking of? But yeah, he just had that, and he said he would on his off days sit there just practicing.
Oh, the
his
hot plate. Yes.
Hot plate. There it is. Yeah. He would just sit there practicing his risottos. And that's why to this day, in his crazy fancy home kitchen, he's got an old hot plate
Yes.
built
He
into
gave
it.
that story once on the show. Yeah,
Man.
it was amazing.
Man, I'm
This
just
is
like,
what I practiced on when I was learning.
yeah, like, and it's there to remind me that if I had to, I could cook my ass off with just that hot plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
And the look he gives his kids when they are cooking on it.
Mm-hmm.
He just they're sitting there on it, and you could see it on his face. He's just reminiscing right there and then.
Yeah, and that's
Amazing.
just
And
awesome.
what I like about Gordon Ramsay is I was watching an interview, and he said that he was not giving his kids any of his money that he has earned. He's like, yeah, I'll help them pay for certain things, but he's like, they need to learn how to manage their own money. They don't need to dig into my pockets for whatever they want. Yes, we give them certain things, but when I retire, they're not getting any of that money.
I mean, we've heard a lot of wealthy people say that. I think Bill Gates said it. A lot of people are like that, and I just care that he's like when he in this masterclass. There's this thing when he goes like this to salt a dish, and this is the move. He goes like this, and as a martial artist, I study body stuff a lot, obviously, right? So like I said to Janelle, I'm like, when he salts the dish, you literally can see he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yep.
It's the craft. Or somebody's talking in the chat here about Uncle Roger, that amazing YouTuber Uncle Roger, who just is so passionate about his fried rice, and even he's blown away by Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Like Gordon Ramsay's, like even when he learned to make pasta, he says in the masterclass he moved to Italy and found the grandmothers to teach him. He didn't go learn from chefs. He went to find the grandmothers to teach him pasta.
Yes.
That's the way to do it.
If you're gonna learn home cooking, learn it in the home.
Like that's just
One of the things I got my kids to get used to with my food was when I cooked was they learned to cook too. They learned what that meant, and they also learned the way I do. I've never made the same meal the same way every time. They taste different.
Nice.
I cook to mood.
That's
slightly different each time I cook.
Well, that's Janelle as well, I think. Janelle, like how is she feeling is the spice level, or how is she feeling is the amount of gravy, blah, blah, blah.
Today I want to go along and sweat a bit, so there's going to be a little bit more chili in today, and a bit of cayenne to go along and zing it up.
Interesting.
And other times I won't touch spice at all. It's just the food.
Interesting.
You know what I want to learn how to make is an authentic curry chicken. Like not the curry that I can go buy in a packet, but like homemade
with the leaf.
Yes, like the real curry, not the stuff that you can go buy in the store in a packet.
You need to buy the seed. You need to learn how to grind it. You have to know the order that they get cooked in, how they cook, what heat they get cooked in, and then how they're blended and mixed, and then you add stuff. And the curry itself is just the leaf. Everything else
is it really?
Yeah, everything else is spices added to curry.
Lena, I wasn't trying to kick you out. I was just trying to clear the window because you weren't here. Are you allowed back in? Is it not working? Try and come back in, Lena.
Yeah, my ex tried to teach me, and I got lost in the complicated remembering what seeds to do with how, when, and why.
Yeah,
it was just a lot. She got a mortar and pestle, and she'll sit there and bang, 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 bang every time she's cooking, and then she just starts cooking in stages.
Because I like to try to learn how to make new food, but I also like to try new foods.
Yeah,
you should try.
The other thing she used to tell me was, there's as many ways of making authentic curry chicken as there are Indians in India.
Interesting.
Because each one makes an authentic chicken curry. Well, the ones that aren't Hindu, of course.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You should try, Misty. You should try Gordon Ramsay's sticky lemon chicken.
Because I also want to learn. This is going to sound weird, but my husband got me addicted to it. Thanks, dear, who's passed out in bed. He got me addicted to kimchi, and I want to learn how to make good homemade kimchi. So when I get that craving, instead of going down to my local Korean restaurant where I'm just like, kimchi, please. That's all I want. Just kimchi.
Doesn't it
I want to learn how to make it home.
Doesn't it take months for the kimchi to ferment? Is that true?
I think he has to ferment for so long.
Interesting.
But I like to try new foods. And when I do try new foods, I like to have my son try them. Even though he doesn't like kimchi, which,
yes, Michelle,
okay, fair enough.
Guideline only. Now, another thing, I've met a few Indians, when they got, it's a terrible thing to say, but when they got a good fridge, they never touched curry.
Huh.
Really?
Curry and the spices are used to hide the flavor of meat that is a bit old.
Fair enough. I'd
And
still eat it, though.
what they would do, they would put it in a barrel of water with curry leaves to preserve it, because curry and the chilies and stuff are all antibacterial.
Mhm.
That's why they cook with it. It's a bit like salt. We used to use salt to preserve stuff. We got so used to salted food, now we have it as an additive in everything we do. It's a
Interesting.
preservative. That's what it was originally used for.
Well, because I remember like reading back in like the 1800s when they would like do their meat, they would salt it so it would
last longer.
last longer.
Yeah, Chinese were doing it tens of thousands of years ago, and that's where it came from.
Yeah.
They would preserve all their food in salt, and then they'd cook with it. However, when it got to the West, they did the same thing, and then it got to a point where you just didn't cook without salt.
Because like I try like so
Stranger
with my
habits.
son, he doesn't like anything spicy.
Yeah.
But okay, fair enough. I'll make him his food without the spices. But God forbid we bring out the Mrs. Dash, no salt, no pepper. He goes, "Oh, can I have that?" And I'm like, "Yes, here you go."
Pepper is a spice.
But we go out somewhere and we get him like macaroni and cheese. He wants to add the weirdest things to it, like Jello and ketchup and ranch. I'm like, don't ask. I just let him eat what he wants. And if he eats it, he eats it. I don't care. I might be running to the bathroom with you waiters to go puke because that's just disgusting. But I'm going, I put ketchup on my macaroni and cheese at times. So
you would barf if you saw some of the stuff we eat.
We as in New Zealanders?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm curious.
Especially
why?
the
Like,
indigenous ones.
yeah.
We like fermented food.
Oh.
Okay, so how do you guys ferment your food? I'm guessing it's very different than how I would.
Okay, corn was introduced, and we took a liking to basically sour mash. We call it kanapiro, which is stink corn.
I want some stink corn. That sounds good.
It's just corn or maize, preferably maize, on the cob, tossed into sacks, and then put in a fresh spring. Must be fresh water flowing all the time for about 6 months.
Yeah, I don't have a fresh spring anywhere near me, and I probably wouldn't trust the springs where I live.
So unless you have that, you buy it. We also ferment things like mussel, bird. Not so much now, because the only bird we really eat now is chicken. Everything else is gone, basically. To make room for farmlands. So yeah.
What is your like favorite dessert then, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what is one of your favorite desserts to make? Yeah. That is traditional.
The one I like, there is no traditional dessert for the indigenous. The favorite I like to do to impress people is baked Alaska. Hands down.
Is what?
Baked Alaska.
What's that?
Frozen sponge, ice cream on top, cover it with meringue, bake.
Okay, this is kind of like a silly question. What is frozen sponge?
Sponge that has been frozen.
Like sponge cake.
You cook a sponge, cut it into shape, freeze it, then you put the ice cream on top of that, cover it with meringue, seal it in meringue, bake it. The frozen sponge acts as a what do you call it? It stops the heat getting to ice cream, and meringue's just a natural insulator.
Okay, that sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie.
It tastes better than it sounds.
It tastes better than it sounds.
And people see the meringue come out. That's just this golden texture, and then they go and it's ice cream. The jaw drop moment.
Oh my goodness.
Hey DJ.
Yes.
Because you live in Canada.
Last I checked.
What?
Oh, that's
last you checked. What is okay?
Our
I know
healthcare
I
isn't
live in
free, no
America,
matter what they tell you. It's not
but
completely free.
what is one of your favorite traditional Canadian meals or a snack that you love to have? Because
look
we
that
don't get
there.
Canadian food down here. And I heard you guys have ketchup potatoes chips, and I need some. I'm told these are supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'll check that it's not illegal to send you some, and I'll totally send you some. We also have ketchup popcorn, and this is
What?
yeah, it's great. You ever had like that popcorn that's in a bag that you can like it has like the powdered cheese on it or whatever? Like
No.
like it's
We
pre-popped.
just
It's pre-popped popcorn. It's in the chip aisle. You just like buy the chips and
oh yeah. Okay, I'm going. That I pop just comes buttered or not buttered or movie style butter. But okay, now I know what you're talking about, like the Smart Pop popcorn
yeah,
that
we
comes
have
in white cheddar jalapeno. Yeah,
so
gotcha.
we have another one that's got like ketchup powder on it.
Say what?
Yeah. Lena can't get back in and this is going to run out. Let me restart this and then we'll keep talking about how weird Canadian food is.
Okay. Are we getting back on Zoom?
And
Yeah,
how boring New Zealand food is.
Well, yeah, let's redo the Zoom. I'll just cancel and restart.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you in a second.
The loopholes that we have. The loophole. Hey, what do you guys think of my sick new background? I think it's pretty dope. Let's try this again, shall we? Hey, it's me. Why can I not invite these guys? Yeah, try Lena. I don't know. It's kind of silly that it blocks you just because that's weird. I'm sorry. Blame me. Two people entered. One of them's Lena. Hey, Chris is back.
Hey DJ,
Word.
I'm back.
I'm front.
G'day.
I'm here?
There we go. Perfect. Yeah, okay, so we were talking about ketchup chips. There's ketchup that. Sorry, what was the original question?
What is one of your favorite Canadian traditional dishes that we might not have here in America?
I mean, the easy answer is poutine. That's
Yes, because you do have elk and
nice.
moose and caribou and everything that goes all through all of Canada.
yes. So there's that. There's venison, but I feel you guys have probably had that before.
Yes.
There's I don't know, like my top foods if I'm not on a meal plan because my personal trainer is vicious. Is like I love Rice Krispie squares. Like I got a problem with Rice Krispie squares. I got a serious problem, which is like
With what?
Rice Krispie squares. Tell me, marshmallow squares.
We call them Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie
Yeah.
treats. There you go. There, see, this is the best thing. What? Okay, like this. What is this? What is this?
7-Up with no sugar.
That's soft drink.
Soft drink. Okay, what is it for you,
us, yes.
Soda.
7-Up soft drink.
Lena?
Yeah, 7-Up.
Yeah. So
Or-
soft drink
well, you-
or soda, right?
You said diet 7-Up, so yeah, I would probably use the same name.
Yeah. See, in Canada, this is called pop.
Oh,
I call it soda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soda.
Yeah. What's
I was in a chat site where they were arguing about how people were calling things biscuits and cookies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I threw up something that made everyone laugh. I said, here's a British person telling everyone that what he's holding is a courgette, a good English word courgette, of course. And then the person from USA was holding up a zucchini, a good English word, zucchini. telling each other that they were wrong.
Okay,
No,
I got one.
I get
This is
zucchini and cucumbers
zucchini.
mixed up all the time.
Well, here's
Zucchini
here's
is
a
nothing like a cucumber.
here's a Canadian saying that usually messes with people internationally.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Oh, boy.
sir. Can you please pass me a serviette? I seem to have spilt some poutine on my toque.
Oh no, and
What?
a lot of people would have no clue what that means.
See, this thing on my head right now, we call a toque.
It's a toque, yeah.
Oh,
The hat on your head
Yeah,
is
I think
called a toque?
I think you guys call it a
Yeah.
beanie.
yeah, beanie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
yeah,
toques
yeah.
up here.
We call them toque, beanie, skull cap. Yeah,
That's amazing.
we have many with it. But then New Zealand is very, very eclectic community.
Well, see, that's
Very
what I was going to say
cosmopolitan.
about food. Because Canada's kind of the same. We have like a lot of indigenous people, so we borrowed some of their culture with the fry bread. But even then, like the fry bread,
Was
depending
introduced.
on what coast you're on, in one coast it's called fry bread, another side it's called bannock. So it gets like a crazy name change. Like Janelle's people call it bannock, but they're from West Coast. Back east, it's called like fry bread. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We've got a hinu prawa. That's basically a dough that's deep fried.
Oh,
That's called a hinu prawa, which basically means fried bread. We didn't have flour, so it was introduced. I once got invited to a traditional Maori meal, and it was a hangi, which is basically a meal taken from a earth oven. Had chicken, pork, some watercress,
You love a good watercress.
dumplings, what they call mutu mutu, which are dumplings, and some fry bread and stuff like that. And I'm eating this. They said, "So what did you think?" I said, "Well, it was an awesome meal. Where's the traditional food?" They said, "What?" I said, "Well, chicken and pork are not native to New Zealand. Watercress was introduced. That is a dumpling, and those fry bread are known as Yorkshire floaters. Nothing on this plate was traditionally Maori.
what protein source did Maori traditionally do? If I'm saying that
Bird.
correctly.
Bird, seafood. There was the only mammal in the country was the bat.
Mm.
Apart from that, birds, there were little geckos and stuff. There's a sea reptile called the tuatara. That's a throwback way back to the dinosaurs. It's a
Yeah,
very
see,
rare
Janelle and I are doing a
and
seafood
apart
diet.
from that, apart from insects and birds, there's no other animals in the country.
Interesting.
So yeah, there was billions and billions of birds everywhere. We weren't short of protein. We were told we were. We were told we were eating each other to make up for the protein that wasn't around. But no.
Hey man,
Yeah,
people
they said
still,
the only way we could have lived was to eat each other. I'm going, no.
yeah, people still
Hey,
think
DJ,
people-
I have a question for you.
yes.
Is it really true that you guys dip your bacon into your maple syrup and then you let it sit there and crystallize over so that literally you have bacon on a stick, maple bacon on a stick, or is that just myth?
Isn't that like just ridiculously sounding? Like it's so ridiculous, right?
Sounds delicious though.
It's totally
It
true.
sounds ridiculous, but
Sounds
is
delicious.
it a real thing?
It's
It does
totally
sound
true.
delicious, and I need it.
It sounds good.
My
though.
mouth was watering just thinking of
Yeah.
maple.
You know what else
syrup
we do?
crystallized
You know what
on
else we
bacon.
do?
Elvis.
This is a Canadian treat, but it's more an East Coast thing. A Canadian treat is they will take maple syrup and put it onto a cold surface so that it freezes, and they will then just lick it like an ice cream cone.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I forget what it's
Okay,
called.
you know
Janelle knows
what?
what it's
I
called.
think I'm living in the wrong country here.
It's
Because if y'all take some maple syrup and put it on some ice and let it freeze, and then y'all lick it, I am in the wrong country.
yeah, but it's not even just ice. Like it's It's because maple syrup, I think, traditionally gets warmed like to melt and stuff, right? But like what they'll do is they'll put it on a cold surface that's like, I don't understand the science, but then they spread it out thin so it starts to cool off and harden, and then they'll just fold it on top of itself like a samurai sword.
Yeah,
And then you just have this
wow,
this like
really?
thing.
almost like toffee.
Taffy, there you go. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, seen it
Oh,
done
that-
with honey as well.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, Canada's got some messed up food.
Well, they've got the right temperatures for it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was gonna say there's still people that think we live in igloos still, which is hilarious to me. Which is awesome.
Now,
I,
okay. Here's a question. Is there a food that nobody in here will eat because A,
Tuna.
it sounds disgusting, and B, it just looks horrible?
Bats.
Wait,
I've not
people
eaten-
eat bats?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Lena has a whole
Um,
side business. She sells bats to people.
What?
For us, the only thing I've been known not to eat is what we call a kinna. It's a sea urchin.
Can I tell you guys what food I hate?
What's that?
But
Okay.
is it a judgment-free zone? Because some people are like, you're an idiot, meh. But like,
Yes, judgment free, DJ.
Judgment free.
with a passion, I hate creamed corn.
Wow, yeah.
I hate it. Like I gag just
The
thinking
texture
about
or
it.
the taste.
I feel like somebody ate some corn and got sick, and I'm eating that product in reverse.
Yes,
I
I
just-
heard
I-
someone describe it just like
I
that.
can't do it,
The
man.
texture.
Oh.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
yeah.
No.
Okay,
Well,
I can understand that.
No.
I've heard
Yeah.
that one before. Yeah.
What about favorite
foods?
foods?
Yeah, I can say a couple things for me. It's mainly a texture thing. Eating like cherry tomatoes and baked beans.
And cherry tomatoes to you are like the small tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
The small ones.
But
yeah.
what about full-size tomatoes?
like if they're sliced?
Yeah.
No, it's still the same. It's a texture thing for me.
I think Janelle's in the chat writing the French name for the maple syrup thing that I was talking about. If anybody wants to copy that and
Uchi.
Google it.
Oh, no, wrong one. That was James.
I'll have carrots for him.
Janelle. Terrible.
Ooh.
Terrible.
Damn.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's a French thing, French-Canadian thing,
Oh.
which is, I believe it's the maple.
When I get back into the YouTube chat, I'll look back for that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know what
I'll put it
else.
in chat here for you.
Maple taffy.
Cool, Chris.
Yeah, maple
Okay.
taffy.
Cool.
Yeah, I had never had it,
So-
I
and,
think
and
it's terrible.
I had never had it before, and Janelle took me to
Maple
a
taffy,
home
yeah.
show.
Tell me I have ranch. Well,
Refried beans. I'll be honest, Mr. Wright, I'm not sure what refried beans are, but I do eat beans. Yes.
Oh,
Anything recooked is a different taste.
refried beans and baked beans are pretty much just the same thing. It's just a different word for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Janelle, if you're in the chat, what other foods do I just loathe? Just loathe. Because I didn't
Oh,
think
this
I was a
is-
picky eater, but then Janelle and I got together, and I was like, apparently I might be slightly of a picky eater. I mean, if you saw my waistline, you would realize I'm really not a picky eater. But
Just checking for you. You might be familiar. You might be familiar with umi.
umi, yep.
That's kinna.
Okay. Okay.
Because we don't eat the shell, we just eat the roe out of the sea urchin.
Yeah, that's I had that in Japan, or the equivalent in Japan. It
I
was
got put off because my grandfather used to ferment it.
Oh, yeah, that'll
And
do
then
it.
he'd literally pull it out of the container, wipe the spines off, crack it in half, and just slurp it down.
Well, hey, you do what you got to
And
do.
it was just like, I can still hear it, smell it, and no.
Yeah. That's actually not
No.
that's not dissimilar to Lena and how she deals with her enemies. She just cracks their spines and then leaves them.
Because they're fermented, the shell is quite soft, so it just crack. Yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah.
I will say this. There is a food I want to try, but I heard it's really, really expensive. And you have to find the right chef to do it. I want to try puffer fish.
Oh yeah.
But I
Oh,
heard
wow.
if it's not cut
Ooh.
correctly and it's not the right spot, you essentially die.
Yeah.
The other
Ooh.
And I
thing with
think
it
there's
is,
only like 3 or 4 chefs in the whole world that can make it.
okay,
Oh my
3 things to
goodness.
make to bring that into context. 1, it leaves a slight numbness on the tongue because it's still a bit mild toxin. 2, it's more the thought that you're eating it rather than the fact that it's tasty or nice, because it isn't.
Oh, wow.
It's more the what's the word, where you get the best because it's the best, not because it actually tastes or
Oh,
is
one
good.
of those. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason they eat it. What are you eating? This. Why? Because I can.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I feel that's how I feel about these drinks and stuff that have gold in them. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. And you go along and ask them, does it actually taste good? That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like I couldn't. Why?
I'm sorry, I could not eat a $24,000 piece of chicken that has 24 karat gold on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there is a Japanese tradition that they got, they will grow a strawberry plant and they will literally prune off all buds except for 1 or 2. That strawberry apparently is the most intense and perfect strawberry you can get, and they will cost
Oh, wow.
up to $50 US each. But everyone who's tasted it just goes, I would pay for that again.
Interesting.
Chris, where do you live by chance?
Pardon?
Where do you live?
New Zealand.
Okay, so I know some countries, you're not allowed to like lick the bowl or anything. Like some countries have very weird
Okay.
like traditions.
Yeah. Because New Zealand is New Zealand, the traditions are mixed mash. I ignore majority of them because most of them don't make sense. However, there's some basic ones I do observe because they're healthy to observe.
Okay, and what ones are those?
Pardon? Sitting on the table, never, ever. That's a cultural thing. If you sat on a table around my family, you would get a clip across the ears and thrown to the floor.
Interesting.
Because
So you sit on the floor?
Or chairs. You don't put your bum on where you put food.
Oh, that's interesting.
You don't put your bum where you put your food.
That's
Period.
interesting.
You don't put food on chairs.
James,
Oh.
you're in the chat, and I know James is in Alabama. I'm curious, James. Alabama, what's a wicked Alabama dish? And while James is getting that, Lena, what's a traditional Minnesota dish? Because I actually only have one exposure to Minnesotan culture, and it's from a TV show. So I'm curious.
Well, I know specifically the Minnesota State Fair is known for its wide array of different like fried foods or like stuff on a stick. That's something I know a lot of people know about. I'm not really sure actually what else could be considered traditionally Minnesotan.
Okay. Is Wisconsin the cheese state?
Yes.
That is the nickname. Yes.
Why?
They make all the best cheese.
I actually didn't know why Wisconsin had that nickname.
Okay. Mr. Wright, $100 hot dog. I've had the crazy expensive burger. I don't remember if it was a $50 burger or a $100 burger. I remember having one when we were in Las Vegas, and it's worth every penny. It's utterly.
Explain this $100 hamburger.
The best I understood it was that he took, because it's a Gordon Ramsay thing, right? I think he took 3 different kinds of meat. There was like a pork and a tenderloin or something, and like something, and he has the perfect blend of it, and it's
Wow.
absolutely ridiculously good. And you're like, yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm curious,
So,
and I'm curious, and I understand this is insanely
traditional Maori
self-serving.
foods now do not exist as such.
Well, I guess that's is that just a natural evolution of immigration, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, all the natural food is gone.
You guys
All
are
the natural
import
food
only,
we
huh?
used to eat is all gone.
Wow.
Actually, I had fresh carrots.
Yeah. The
Fried
oceans
okra.
around our coasts
Fried
are
okra, cornbred, and mayo
basically
and
getting fished out. The coastline was actually acquired by the government from all tribal lands. We were just acquired from the government for protection.
What's
to save us from selling it? Considering 2 things: all other government land, only about 30% of it remains. The rest was sold. And no coastal area has ever been sold by a Māori. But yeah, that's just a bit of fun. And that happened in 2004.
Damn. Okay. James is telling me about Alabama food, and he's saying in the group chat it's fried okra, cornbread, and mayo in pinto beans. Do you guys want to know
that is an amazing meal right there.
what is okra?
Okra, yeah.
Yeah,
okra.
fried okra.
Ooh.
What-
Yeah,
Cooked well, it's beautiful.
I definitely like okra.
What is okra?
That's one of my favorites.
Cooked well.
Mhm.
Uh,
Along
right
with
foods.
pickled okra.
hey guys, I don't know what okra is.
It's a plant.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay then.
Yeah, it's a plant, and it's deliciously wonderful.
It's the seed part of the plant, actually. But
It's the seed.
blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the thing. Mhm.
I have never had decent cornbread.
Oh.
Never.
Okay,
Must
that
say
would
I
be
haven't
hard to
either.
make.
I must say I haven't either. It's not something that's cooked here.
Yeah, so see, I see it as a staple. This is one of the reasons I want to go to Alabama and Tennessee and stuff like that, because like up here where we're at, the only barbecue joint is terrible. One of those chains that kind of like got the idea of barbecue but isn't really doing it. And And I swear, I used to describe their. I think I might have left a Google review that was like, "I'm giving you 1 star because at least I believe you looked at the picture of a barbecue once," and
Yeah.
like that's about as far as you got.
Wow.
But the best cornbread
a-
has creamed
I
corn.
gave a
Oh,
review of a bakery once that you've got 1 star. You obviously have really good pictures of these products.
you hired a photographer. Good for you.
Well, they made them, and visually they look the same. But my God, they're the most awful product around.
Sean, Canadian
Cakes
bar.
were super rubbery. The breads were all just wrong. The flavors were wrong. It's like,
Sean is saying.
okay, this is what it is. We're reverse engineering it from the picture.
Sean is saying Canadian barbecue is like American Tex-Mex. Not quite, because Canada has provinces and territories, right? And in the province of Alberta, they're known as like a cattle province. And their barbecue is that like match point, man. They're dry rubs and they're all body. Like that's Alberta.
I know how to go and put a meal together. Yeah.
I would imagine it's similar to Texas. Like Alberta could be like maybe considered Canada's Texas. I don't know for like at least barbecue. But yeah, if you guys are ever bored, Google the Calgary Stampede and look at what they do.
Seen that, yes.
Can you barbecue an elk? I assume you can. What is the obsession with elks? Are they like not around a lot of places? Is that not a thing?
That's a Northern Hemisphere thing.
I don't know.
Arctic Circle area.
We have him here. I saw a few a couple days ago.
So anything outside the Arctic Circle, elk is a picture or something on a movie or video.
Interesting.
Or at zoos. Yeah.
What weird questions do you guys have for me about Canada? Because I love it. It's my favorite conversation to have with people.
Is it true in some parts you can spit and you can hear the spit freezing before it hits the ground?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine anything that.
Do you literally douse maple syrup in like everything? Because I heard that's what y'all do.
Yes, it heals our wounds as well. When we're cut, we use it as tourniquets and we become one with the maple syrup. Heal me.
It's used for everything. Yeah.
Oh my.
How's that for a visual?
I'll be right back.
Kangaroos in New Zealand. Yeah.
How's that? You're just like, ah.
Many a time I've been asked, so you see kangaroos? Only when I drink too much.
That's fair. That's fair. How about you, Elena? Do you have a weird Canada question?
Not really, no. I'm liking listening to all of these other ones though.
Is it true that like 95% of the Canadian population lives within the 50 miles of the border? I think it's a high percentage, and that's probably mostly for climate and trade, is what I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything in the far north would be just too cold.
Yeah, which we've been there. Without Mercy was on tour, and please keep in mind we use Celsius when I say these numbers.
Yes.
So we played a show that was minus 35 degrees.
No.
And I had never experienced that. It might have been minus 40, to be honest, but we had never experienced that. We went outside and
the lowest temperature I've ever experienced was minus 11.
Minus 11. Oh yeah, that ain't nothing, dude.
That's the lowest I've ever experienced. That was only 2 times in my life.
Minus 11's t-shirt weather, bro.
So I was told. Yeah.
Oh man, do you eat much ice cream in Canada, or is it too cold? Yes, we eat lots of ice cream.
Okay, DJ. I am going to bed.
See you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So it was.
I go to a site called True Size, and literally you could name a country or state. It'll highlight it, and then you could move it anywhere in the world to give the true site.
Oh.
Someone said that my tiny little island was pretty insignificant, so I moved it over to the US and then sent the picture back. They went, "Oh my God, the place is huge." And I said, "Yeah."
Oh my goodness. Have a great night, Misty. Thanks for the chat.
Yep. Oh, so good night, everybody. And Chris, I would love to have some recipes if you have any, because I would like to try to make them.
My recipes are all on the fly based on what I've seen others cook. Literally.
Fair enough.
I don't have anything written down for any of my recipes, desserts, meals. And it's one of the reasons why my meals are always different also, because I couldn't remember the same thing 2 days in a row.
Okay. Well, I would like to learn
I could
how
give
to
you
make a
general
good-
guidelines. I could say, okay, you have about this much flour and this much whatever, but exact measurements I'd never give you.
Mr.
All
Wright,
mine are approximations.
Mr.
Fair
Wright,
enough.
it's about -4 degrees Fahrenheit, Mr. Wright.
Well, okay. Good night, everybody. Good night, DJ.
Good night,
All right.
y'all.
Night,
Oh,
Misty.
-4 Celsius. Yeah, that's a frost
Uh-oh.
temperature. A light frost temperature.
Good night, Daryl.
-4. Good night, Misty.
All right, now we can talk about her.
Oh, come on, DJ. Jeez.
But yeah, I used to think there was a meme about Scotland that they deep fry everything and anything. Turns out it's not a meme.
Yeah, haggis.
They will deep fry anything. Literally.
Wow.
Well, winter, basically you need all the fat you can get, which is an old tradition they kept from the old days.
When we were playing this show and we had to gas up the van after, it literally burned in -35. Like your hand was burning to the gas pump.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
Really?
Touch something that's cold and it's
Wow.
actually hot to the hand. Yeah.
It was something. It was absolutely something.
Nuts.
Crazy.
I heard people
Wow.
describe it, and they go on and say, I'd go and say, well, our winters are so freezing where I live, the city I live in, that we'll get a really, 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 really heavy light frost 4 times, maybe 5 times a year.
Wow.
And that's where I live.
And I'm talking about where I live. They have to outlaw jogging because it's unsafe.
And what?
Yeah, like in the winter. I mean, they're like, you'll kill yourself. Stop jogging outside.
Seriously?
Dead serious. I'm not even making it up. They're like, it's
Wow.
your lungs will freeze. Stop it.
Oh my
The
goodness.
other side of that is I'm very hot-blooded. My ex came over from Fiji, and she had basically a huge bed full of mink blankets and continental blankets to keep warm in summer.
No.
Then she saw my room, and all I had was a sheet. This was in autumn going into winter. It was just a sheet. And she said, "No way you sleep in that." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I sleep under." When we got married and she moved in, she'd sleep on the other side of the bed because I was too hot, under the sheet.
Yeah. I feel ya.
She couldn't believe that he'd degenerate. So yeah, I hate summer. I love winter. This is my winter clothing usually.
I'm a fan of winter as well.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
But if I went up there, I'd probably die.
I mean, no, but at least there's free healthcare.
Same here.
Yes.
Same here. Yes, I get buried for free.
The only reason like I actually like winter is that it gets dark earlier.
Easier for breaking spines.
Wait, did you mention my name when you said that earlier, DJ?
Yes, I was
Well, I
saying
didn't-
that's how you deal with your
I didn't
enemies.
hear whose name you mentioned.
No, that's how Lena deals with her enemies. You just break spines and move on.
Jeez, of course I don't do that.
You're like a super aggressive supervillain.
Of course I wouldn't even do that to my enemies. Jeez, DJ, come on.
But you could think about it
Yes.
and cackle.
If it was someone I absolutely despise, then maybe.
So there's a
Maybe
chance.
Yeah.
If they're mildly annoying, then I wouldn't even.
So you have a
think
hot
about
wife,
it.
James.
Oh, so like if they're just like me, Lena, mildly annoying.
Then of course I wouldn't think about that.
Turns out Lena actually does have a side hustle where she is just an evil supervillain breaking spines.
Yeah, which I'm not.
You're just, because of you, the wheelchair business is still alive, Lena.
Yeah. Or it could be something else too.
How's clarinet? We haven't spoken about clarinet in the longest time.
Oh, yeah. I have been playing some. My former high school's community band is hopefully gonna start up sometime this month.
Oh.
We haven't been practicing because of COVID. But the coordinator of the band, so like the person who gets all of the messages out to all of the members, she said there's special performance masks that we can use and still be able to play.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that to hopefully be starting up again.
I can imagine. I wonder if they make special masks for me to play guitar.
Well, the guitar isn't a wind or a brass instrument.
Well, it's a wind if
It's
I
a-
do sick windmills.
I was going to say, if you're taking the fingertips off.
Well, and when I say wind, I mean you use your actual breathing, like your actual breath, to make the sound of the notes.
Mr. Wright is making fun of Canada right now, saying in the winter, do we just use our back deck or whatever as a refrigerator? And Mr. Wright, we actually do. So I don't know.
Wow.
Like growing up as a kid when we had New Year's Eve parties, my parents would just put everything outside.
I've seen some YouTubes of that where the person opens the front deck window, there's a bank of snow with all their beer bottles stuck in it.
Yep, that's the
They open
thing.
the door, grab a bottle,
Wow.
shut the
Yep, that's just what we do. Awesome.
I thought, yeah, I've heard people doing that. And I said, no, that's a joke. They went on the show. And I went, no way. That's just too cool. And they says, no, it isn't. It's snow. It's terrible. It gets everywhere.
It gets everywhere. All right, guys, I got to shut down the Zoom so we can call it a night. Thanks so much for
Sure.
hanging.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yes.
We call it a night here too.
Oh. Boo earns. Boo earns. Chris coming in with the hefty jokes. I love it. Guys, this was fun. No real plan tonight. I hope to fix the gear issues. If any of you guys are awesome at that, I'm going to have to do some research and figure this out. Gonna have to figure this out. That's what we do. I'd like to, start writing songs together could be a lot of fun, I think. I think we should totally get in on that. I think it could be a lot of fun. Make them up there, available for download, whatevs. Nonetheless. All right, guys, as always, go banana. I was saying Boo Earns. Go banana. That's amazing. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow for Tonics Tuesdays, and we'll get some more videos out soon. I understand it's been a little bit light, but we're coming. We're coming. Watch it go, guys. I will see you soon.